Hello friends, in the era of internet, social media, we are flooded with different type of information, and every information claims that it is the correct method. So friends, today we are going to learn about the hierarchy of knowledge. We will be discussing about facts, law, theory, hypothesis, belief, superstition. Friends, even within the science, all type of knowledge which is called scientific is not equally accurate, not equally true. And therefore, these terms we must know very accurately because we often get confused and something which is just a hypothesis, we presume it to be fact. And there we commit a blunder because even scientific knowledge is not same all the time. So let's understand the hierarchy of knowledge. On the top of it comes facts. A fact is basically an observation that has been confirmed so many times that we can, for all practical purpose, all intents, we can take it as true. For example, water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees centigrade. It is a fact. Millions of times it has been proven to be correct. 2 plus 2 will always be 4. There is a capital of India. Gandhi died on 30th January 1948. All matters are comprised of atoms. These are 100% true because it has been tested so many times. So many people have said, and there is no difference of opinion. And that is why these represent the highest degree of truth and we follow them. Below facts come laws. What is law? Law is a detailed description of how some aspect of natural world behave. That means in the world we observe what is happening. If this happens, that happens. We try to connect the things and try to very accurately find out how the world behaves. Law is generally represented in science in the form of a mathematical statement or a formula as to how two or more quantities are collected with each other. So like F is equal to ma, we know force, mass, and acceleration. Similarly, we know how the gravity works. E is equal to mc square. This is again a law because there is so much of accuracy in that that we can explain that in the form of mathematical formula. The problem is that law does not explain why something happened. It only explains what happens. For example, Newton's law of gravitation. It tells you what is the force of attraction. Law of inertia will tell you what is the acceleration on a mass if suppose you apply a particular force. So these are a mathematical representation of the facts which represent the highest level of knowledge as far as science is concerned. But there are certain things which are projected to be law, but actually it is not, like law of karma. If you do good, good thing will happen. If you do bad, bad thing will happen. No, this has not been found. You will find many bad people actually living a good life and very good people suffering. So it cannot be said to be a law because law has to be 100% accurate. It has to be most accurate in science. And there's no scientific study which has proven that good thing happened to good people or bad thing happened to bad people. The next come the theory. Yes, in law we learn what happens, but why it happens. What is the explanation? How the things are connected with each other. So when we go for the explanation, it is called the theory. An explanation of some aspect of natural world that is well substantiated by fact, tested hypothesis and laws, that is what is called theory. So theory is something when we explain a fact, explain a law, that what is theory. For example, Einstein used the space-time curvature to explain the forces of gravity. Similarly, to explain the electrical forces, we use electrical field. So that is basically a theory. There are many things which are not law, though they are scientific, like evolution, Big Bang, relativity. These are the theories because there is a reason, logic, explanation, but at the same time, this has been tested repeatedly and rigorously. And that is why These qualify to be theory. Then there is a hypothesis. Hypothesis is a tentative explanation about an observation which should be testable. For example, if A happens, B will also happen. That is a hypothesis. For example, if you are eating too much of food, you will gain weight. That is a hypothesis. Obesity will cause heart attack. Hypothesis. Or you say increase in the minimum wages will lead to increase in the unemployment rate. It is a hypothesis. You have to actually see whether it is correct or not. Or like if a black cat crosses your way, you will fail in your task. This is nothing but a hypothesis. Now, hypothesis is not wrong all the time because it is always a starting point of investigation. In science also, everything starts with the hypothesis. The most important thing is whether that hypothesis is testable, whether it has been tested, and if it is tested and found to be correct, then it becomes theory or even become a law. But ultimately, if the hypothesis is not tested, not testable, then it is representing a lower form of knowledge because it is still a child or a starting point. The fifth important term is belief. Now, belief is based on emotions and feeling that something is true or someone is true, something is morally good or morally bad, or that something or somebody exists or not, and that is done, all these things are done without proof. For example, we believe on ghost and God and soul, though there is no evidence of that. So this is all based on your emotions, and you are not seeking any evidence, you don't have a proof for that, but you believe that is to be correct. So this is a statement, belief is a statement which is not scientifically provable in the same way as facts, laws, hypotheses, or theories. For example, many people believe that God created universe. We have soul or Atma, which is eternal. Honesty is the best policy. This is all a matter of belief because we have not tested. How to test honesty? How to test whether it is best policy? Best in what sense? Whether it will give you better health, whether it will give you more money. No experiment has been done. It is just a belief. Belief can be based on personal experience, knowledge, or conviction. The important thing we should understand is that we can believe only what we think is right. We can never believe a lie knowingly. So whatever we believe is our personal truth. And everybody believe whatever they believe that they know the truth. But if that truth is different, they fight with each other. That is why belief has got a lower degree because it is not based on any proof or evidence or some sort of empirical study. But still people believe that to be true. But still beliefs is based on certain reason, at least you are convinced. You have experienced something. On the basis of that only you have concluded this is right or this is wrong. But the lowest form of knowledge is superstition. Superstition is a hypothesis which has not been tested, which has not been proven to be correct. But still it involves a perceived connection between an event. If this happens, that will happen. And there is no empirical evidence. There is no scientific study based for that. For example, it is a superstition that if a black cat passes, you will fail or it will cause you failure. You will fail in the task. It is a bad luck. No study I have seen where this has been proven that the people get less success if a black cat passes through. So superstition is a belief or practice that is not based on reason, scientific evidence, or logical even explanation. Logical explanation is also missing. I mean, what is the connection between black cat and my success in the interview? There is no logical connection. Similarly, a lot of people believe that if a mirror is broken, it will bring 7 years of bad luck. I mean, what is the connection between broken mirror, and 7 years of connection? Is there any reason you can think of? There's no reason you can think of. Or if you're walking under a ladder, it will cause you misfortune. I mean, there's no reason. There's no logic. Just something is written somewhere, you have accepted it. And there's no evidence for that. You have not even conducted any study. So superstition is that way a blind faith or blind belief. Because sometimes your belief may be correct also, but if it is without any logic, then it is basically a superstition. So friends, we can now arrange these 6 things in a hierarchy. On the top, you have facts, then we have law, then have theory, then have hypothesis, then we have belief, and the bottommost is superstition. So always when somebody tells you this is correct, always try to see where it fits. Whether it is a superstition, whether it is a law, whether it is a fact, and then accordingly actually accept that. If it is highest form of knowledge, accept it readily. If it is the lowest form of knowledge like superstition, accept it, totally reject it. If it is in between, you can accept it with that level of, probability or that level of belief. So friends, remember, our goal should be to achieve the highest level of knowledge in every field. And if you do that, you will know the truth, you will achieve more success in the life, and you will be more happy in your life. So thank you very much. Keep watching the videos on International Critical Thinking Foundation. Share it with other friends. Also ask for the topics on which you would like to see the video. Thank you very much.